Live across North Texas and beyond, this is the Jenna Ryan Show.
Ain't that America for you and me? Ain't that America? Little pink houses for you.
Jenna Ryan is a world-renowned speaker and thought leader, ranked in the 87th most influential person online by Fast Company magazine. Jenna Ryan has spoken to thousands around the world and is now speaking to you. So with all things real estate and beyond, here is Jenna Ryan.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the Jenna Ryan Show. I'm so glad to be here on this beautiful Sunday afternoon. It is a wonderful day, and it's just been an incredible week for me. I just want to give myself a shameless plug here. I am a real estate agent, for those of you who don't know, and I got this incredible listing this past week of 74 acres in Van Alstyne. And we're selling this acreage either as raw land. You can buy it as raw land for like $2 million or so, or you can purchase it by the acre. And it's going to be around $30,000 an acre once all the work is done. The civil engineer comes out, and they're building a road, and there's a water main. Anyway, it's basically like development real estate, farm and ranch real estate, which is unique and something that I've always loved because I just think it's really cool how Dallas is really growing out towards the north. And this particular piece of property is in Van Alstyne, which is about 5 minutes from Anna, Texas, and about 15 minutes from McKinney, and it's just right in the way of the North Dallas growth. It's like a tornado of growth, and right now is the time to buy because it's the next hot place, and I have this property, and we're getting a ton of interest, and I'm excited about that, and I wanted to share that with my listeners here today. If you guys are interested in a 1 acre lot and you want to build a ranchette for yourself, come on out and give me a call or inbox me on Facebook or give me a call or reach me however you can. Right now, we are live here in the iHeartMedia station on Talk Radio 1190, and we're also live on my Facebook page at jenna.ryan1. So if you go to Facebook, you can see us live here. I'm here in the studio today with a very special guest, my personal trainer, Garrett. Welcome, Aaron.
What's up, everybody?
Everything is good today. We're so glad to have you. I'm so glad that you are here. Normally, I do all real estate, but I had a plumber cancel.
He went down the drain.
He went down the drain. And you know what? If you know plumbers, a lot of plumbers are not as... Anyway, I'm not going to go there. I was so upset and so freaked out. But then I thought, I had a wonderful idea. Why don't I get Garrett on the show? And luckily, he actually would be at the gym right now because he's a trainer, okay? But he was kind enough to rearrange his schedule and make it here today. We're so glad that you are here.
Well, it's a pleasure to be here and an honor. And this is my first time being live on a radio show, so I'm kind of stoked about it. So thank you so much for giving me the opportunity to come hang with you.
Absolutely. And I feel the honors is returned because I feel the same way about you. I just think you're the neatest person, and I just love all your information and knowledge about working out. We're going to get some information. Now, Aaron is really into... Right now, it's competition season,
yes,
right?
It's competition season in the bodybuilding world.
It's competition season right now in the bodybuilding world. So he is really into all of that right now. Tell me a little bit about what's going on in the competition world.
Well, Texas is actually pretty well known for bodybuilding competitions.
Okay.
We have several shows, over 17 shows that start as early as March and go all the way into the latter parts of November. So, and it's really cool because it's an opportunity for people of all walks of life to come together and make new friends, but to also get up and show all the hard work that they put in to living these very active and healthy and sometimes very strenuous and strict lifestyles.
You're not kidding. I watch you and I watch Jeanette a lot because, that's my ideal body type for a woman. I want to look like you, girl. And I watch kind of what you have to go through, and I've tried it, and it's not that easy.
It's not easy at all, no. I'm currently in I'm 7 weeks out from the Dallas Europa.
Wow.
Jeanette's getting ready. She just did the Phil Heath Fit Expo, which used to be called the Phil Heath Classic 2 weeks ago.
She had a bunch of trophies. Is that where she won the trophies?
She took second place in Masters, which is 35 and over, and then she took third place in Open Class A, which is kind of 18 and up.
And she's just, wow. Yeah, competing against 18 and up people. And she's just amazing and very dedicated. And if anybody needs some motivation for working out, I highly recommend that you follow Erin as well as Jeanette, because it's really motivating whenever, you're about to eat a donut and you're on Facebook.
Now, don't get it wrong.
Kidding.
We love our donuts as well.
I'm kidding. Well, no, I'm thinking about that time you said you just ate donuts. But, when I'm just kidding when I say that. But what I'm talking about is whenever you're thinking about, okay, you've got this little devil on one shoulder and an angel on the other, and one shoulder saying, it doesn't matter, you can look however you want, and then you sabotage yourself in whatever way. Maybe you don't go to the gym. Maybe you eat something. Well, one thing bad is not going to hurt you. But, it's just that sabotage.
The problem is a lot of people that have that mindset is the one thing bad is not going to hurt me, and they also fall subject to a lot of peer pressure. One drink's not going to hurt you, one donut's not going to hurt you, one chicken wing's not going to hurt you. But majority of us don't have the willpower to just do one. And so it kind of snowballs or domino effect from there, and then you find yourself hours later going, wow, I just ate that whole pizza by myself.
Right.
And then you, for people like, for myself, I'm speaking for myself, like when I go out and I do like a cheat meal or something like that, I'll sit down and I'll indulge a little bit, but I know like the switch clicks back on, the next day it's time to get back to work, but what I try to do and what we try to do in our industry is, try to help people figure out how to wire that same switch in them, so that way, because after you do have that indulgent meal or whatever, you're not jumping up the next morning going, well, I ate all that pizza, so it doesn't matter. I might as well go ahead and have this unicorn latte from Starbucks.
Ooh, right.
That's your sugar content for 4 days in one drink right there, so. Right,
and it's about building habits. Now, for me personally, being over 40, it becomes more difficult each year. So I have to eat better and better to get results that used to be a piece of cake to get. And it is so difficult for me. And from what I understand, we're just going to have to talk about it, I think one of the best things for people that are over 40 in order to speed up your metabolism is the weights. And that's really what you focus on. Am I right?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, strength training there's so many benefits to strength training,
right?
As a whole, and a lot of times people get in and they think that they're just going to do a lot of cardio. Cardio is what's going to lose weight because or lose weight is because they're going to burn calories off.
And that's what we've been taught for years and years and years. But strength training.
Yeah, I mean, building strong, lean muscle on the body not only has, it not only does it ward off fat itself, but it also helps improve skeletal muscular structure. It relieves chronic pain.
Right.
It helps you become more active. Energy levels increase. Sleeping patterns start to get better. Your little addictions, like your addictions to caffeine, coffee, sweets, and stuff like that, start to go away because of the fact that you've got all these hormones and endorphins that don't normally get released into the system. They're flowing through you, so they kind of suppress some of that stuff.
Yeah, and I think that's true. And you know what? Whenever I was training with you, I'm not training with you right now, but I'm about to start again. I promise.
I'm going to hold you to that. It's on Facebook Live and now on the air. So
I will, and I did good. I was doing so good.
You were doing very well. You were doing very well.
I was showing up for training, and I was grumpy about it. He had me coming in the morning at 9:30 a.m. I'm like, what? And he made me come in every morning. I mean, not every morning, twice a week in the morning. And it literally did change my life. Just that little bit of time, I think was 3 months or so. Did I make it that long?
Yeah, a little over 3 months.
And then I actually, your blood starts flowing and your mind starts ticking. And that's when I started my radio show.
Yeah.
Was during that time.
I think the radio show is the reason why you stopped coming.
Probably.
Because you were so busy getting it started.
Right, getting it all together. And then I started getting really busy because of the radio show, because I get a lot of leads from this and people call me. But anyway, it really got me going from out of a little tiny rut I didn't know I was in. And I was forced to get up, and I did not like getting up in the morning and going twice a week to go pick up heavy things. I mean, I was just like, this is really difficult, but I ended up loving it, and I ended up getting a lot of benefit from it. And then whenever you stop going, you think, oh, that's okay. I'll do it on my own. But I will not do the things that he will require me to do. I just won't do what I don't want to do. So he ends up making me do things and stands there and it's like, okay, give me, and I'm like, no. And he's like, yes. And anyway, we're going to break. If you guys have any questions, give us a call at 214-787-1190. You can ask Aaron any question you want. He knows a lot about nutrition. He helps people, fitness models. He himself competes. So definitely give us a call and ask your question. Meanwhile, we'll see you after the break. Did I go too fast?
Are you ready to take advantage of this hot Dallas real estate market? If so, go to my website at imaysell.com. Fill out the form and receive valuable information about selling your home. The Dallas real estate market is hotter than ever. We're having the biggest real estate boom in 10 years. Maybe it's time for you to sell your home. If so, visit imaysell.com. That's imaysell.com. Fill out the form and receive valuable information about selling your home in the Dallas, Denton, and Collin counties.
I'm a firefighter.
A teacher.
I'm a farmer.
I'm a barber.
A waitress.
A mom.
We're all part of your community.
Every day we move in and out of each other's busy lives.
It's easy to take for granted all the little moments that make up our everyday.
Some are good,
others not so much.
But that's life. It's when you experience a moment of uncertainty.
Something or someone's behavior that doesn't seem quite right.
These are the moments to take a pause.
Because if something doesn't feel right, it's probably not.
It's not about paranoia
or being afraid.
It's about standing up and protecting our communities.
One detail at a time.
Because a lot of little details can become a pattern.
We
trust our instincts.
Just like you should.
Because only you know what's not supposed to be in your everyday.
So protect your everyday.
If you see something suspicious, say something to local authorities.
From the Talk Radio 1190 Weather Center, I'm William Shotwell with a look at your DFW forecast. Well, let me be the first one today to tell you that's going to be a great looking day today. A high around 87 and sunny skies, no chance of rain. Then tonight, clear skies and a low around 62. This report's brought to you by Bank of Texas.
It's a great time to buy a home with Bank of Texas Mortgage. Ask them about their government loan specials for VA and fixed or adjustable rate FHA. Visit them today at bankoftexas.com to find a mortgage banker near you. Equal housing lender.
Welcome back to the Jenna Ryan Show.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the show. Oh, good. I can hear myself now. I sound so much better whenever I can hear myself, and I won't sound as bad. But anyway, I sound great. What am I saying? Welcome back to the show. We're here to pump you up today. We're here to motivate you to work out because Aaron is my trainer, and I believe the universe brings people into your life at the right time when you need to be motivated. Right, Aaron?
That's correct.
And
That's
here
correct.
we are today.
All things happen for a reason.
All things happen for a reason. The plumber canceled. I was going to have a leak guy here, but whenever I was just beside myself. What am I going to do? I had 2 days, and I'm like, I know, Aaron Garrett would be perfect. and so then I invited him, and I'm blessed. We had a lot of people that wanted to come on, and we've got Aaron today and more people coming in the future. Great shows. So what I want to talk about is just staying motivated. How do we stay motivated? What motivates you and Jeanette?
Well, I mean, that's kind of a difficult question. I think a lot of it has to do with what's going on in your life currently, past experiences. And sometimes, I mean, everybody, I think, has to hit a rock bottom. in order for. I mean, I'm a firm believer in the thought that there's only 3 C's in life that really matter.
Okay.
Choice, chance, and change. You have to make the choice to take a chance, or your life will never change. And
you have to make the choice to take a chance, or your life will never change.
Exactly. And you've got to have something push you over the edge or push you to that edge in order to get to where you're going to take that chance, where you've got nothing else. You know, you see all the motivational quotes all the time. You know, you hear it from the Rocky movies and stuff like that. And,
right.
you know, you don't know how strong you really are until being strong is all you really have left to do. So for me, it was – the turning point for me was getting divorced and just basically going in and reinventing myself and kind of coming out of a hole that I had fallen in. For Jeanette, she's never really done anything like this, you know, and she's always, you know, kind of admired it, and she just, you know, she bit the bullet. She took the chance, and we set a date and we went for it. And
it's the most difficult thing I have ever tried to do. I mean, I don't even want to be a fitness model. All I want to be is just amazing looking like the people on Instagram. And it is really hard to do. I mean, it's just it's a mind thing that you have to do. Now, and not everybody has to do that, but, you know, I think it's a good ideal to try to go for because you feel so much better when you look better. And it's not just about looks. I mean, we're talking health too, definitely talking about health. But also when you feel better, I mean, you just cannot deny that that's really going to make you feel better in all areas because people respond to you better whenever you look better in the boardrooms and all of that.
Unfortunately, that's true. I mean, we all see people from surface level first before we go inside. And so it's all about, you know, your personal presentation of yourself, and you've got to learn that, you know, you got to invest in yourself, you know.
Yes.
And if you struggle with motivation, you know, you got to remember that, you know, that you're not in this alone. There's hundreds and thousands of people, you know, walking the same walk as you. And that's why, you know, I think it's important. I mean, some of us have the willpower to get up and do it and go and just get things done, you know. But there's those of us in the field, like myself and some of the other people I work with over at Empire Fitness or Sweat Society in Frisco, that what we do for a living is motivate you. You know, we show you the right way to do it, and we motivate you. We try to keep you engaged and wanting to come back, you know.
Right, absolutely. And now you mentioned about your divorce and how that really motivated you to move forward. Now, did you stop drinking?
Yes.
I mean, I think alcohol, I think that's one of the first things you said was alcohol is really, you know, going to make you fat, basically. You didn't say it those words, but...
Well, it doesn't. I mean, a lot of things have to do with, you know, making you fat, but it's all about lifestyle. And, I love, you know, I'm one of those guys that I love beer and especially craft beers and things like that. And I used to race mountain bikes and road bikes and race triathlons, and so my caloric output was always so high I could get away with drinking, you know, several beers here and there, and I didn't really worry about it. When I got divorced and I have split custody with my son, I wasn't able to do those things anymore because a lot of my time was now focused on him. And working and things like that. So, and then I went into a depression state, and you know, it wasn't just drinking beer anymore. It was drinking, you know, different types of things and lots of them. And you know, I just woke up one morning and looked in the mirror and was like, I don't like who I see, and I don't like what I'm becoming. And so every time, I mean, I would find myself if I couldn't sleep at midnight. Instead of staying up and having a drink, I would find myself at the gym working out again, you know.
Oh my goodness.
So rather than losing sleep getting, you know, drunk, I was losing sleep, you know, kicking my own butt.
What flipped that switch for you? What commands are you giving yourself mentally to make yourself do this? Tell me how you talk to yourself.
Well, I watch a lot of motivational videos on YouTube, like Machiavelli Fitness and stuff like that. And, you know, I just kind of listen. Eventually, it started to kind of leave the impression on me. And I tell you, I got turned on by a buddy of mine that I work with. I used to work with at Lifetime Fitness, and he's over at Willow Bend Fitness. His name's Trevor Stringer.
Okay.
To a guy named Eric Thomas. He's a very famous motivational speaker. He was a guy that was homeless and became one of the top motivational speakers in the world. And he speaks to NFL teams. He speaks to high school kids. He speaks to everything. And he had a speech that he talked about what's your why.
Okay.
And he used the story of the Buster Douglas fight with Mike Tyson. And he talked, it's like nobody had ever gotten up after being knocked out by Mike Tyson. And Buster Douglas got knocked out in the second round of his title fight against Mike Tyson, but he got saved by the bell.
Wow.
So technically, he was out, but he got saved by the bell. So he came back that second round or that third round, and all of a sudden, it was just it was a different thing. He started staying in there and started landing punches, and before you know it, he knocked Mike Tyson out. And the story behind it all was that his mother told him that she had a dream that he was going to beat Mike Tyson. And 4 weeks before that fight, she passed away. And something clicked in him.
Something clicked.
His why became greater than the challenge or the opposition that he was facing.
Okay, so you're making me really want to go work out right now. So I love it. You said that instead of drinking like you would before, and one time you told me during training, I was like, I'm depressed. I was just depressed. I was just going through, everybody goes through that. And he goes, if you get depressed, the last thing he said to me after the workout, he goes, if you get depressed, come to the gym. Go to the gym. Just go to the gym. And I was like, the last thing I want to do when I'm depressed, that's the whole thing, is I'm telling myself something in my mind and it's negative, and I'm like, you don't want to go to, and then my mind, here's what I do. You don't want to go to the gym. They'll stare at you. Look, you look fat right now. You don't want to go. You can't even, lift anything. And then I hear myself. Now, you need to really watch your self-talk, I think, to help.
Right.
Do you think that would help a little? Yeah. I'm all into psychology, so I think that would help me personally. Because now, so how, okay, you're mad. I mean, you're feeling a certain way. And instead of lying there and eating cookies and drinking wine and whiskey, instead of that, get your butt up and go to the gym.
Yeah.
Get a gym membership and go.
Or I mean, anything. Go out. Just get out. Get active.
Get active.
I mean,
move.
You talk about wanting to know what to do to increase your metabolism or improve your metabolic ratios. Is be active.
Stay
is the
active.
biggest thing. Nutrition, training plans, all of that have a lot to do with it, but it primarily falls and relies on just being active at your activity levels. I mean, at the end of the day, it's all a game of math on losing weight. You've got to have more calories out than you have more calories in, right? And then we'll get into the nutrition side of it, I guess, a little bit later.
In the next segment, because we're about to get a break in here. Well, we've got a little bit of time we could talk, but I really want to talk about this motivation and making yourself go. Now, like I was saying,
center yourself around people too that are on the same path. You've got to learn to quiet out. You got to learn to quiet out the people that tend to lead you into the path that you're not happy with, and find people, even if it means you got to go and make new friends. Some people come into your life for a reason. Some people come into your life for a season, and some people come into your life for a lifetime.
Right.
So you got to make your circle small. Find the people that are on the same goal as you and the same mission, and then center yourself around those people. Okay.
And then what if you feel like embarrassed about going to the gym and I never felt like you judged me whenever I came in, and you work at the smaller gyms, so it has all the equipment, but it feels a little bit more private than if you're like at some really busy gym.
Yeah.
So I didn't feel. I mean, I may have felt like, okay, I ate too much yesterday or whatever, but you never made me feel inferior. You were just like, just shut up and do your workout.
Yeah. And that's what I like about the gyms that I work out of, Empire Fitness. We've got one in McKinney and we've got one in Carrollton. They're smaller gyms. They're more. I don't want to say they're studio gyms, but they're more centered around working with a personal trainer type of environment. Because even in the big, box gyms and stuff like that, you've got the judgment thing going on. You got the trainers judging you. You got the other people there judging you. Then you get the intimidation factor of everybody walking around and everything like that. So
it's small. So no matter, you don't feel judged. You walk in and you just get the workout done and you feel so much better. Now, you have times right now there at the Carrollton gym open.
I've got times at both, yeah, but Carrollton's wide open for me right now.
Oh, good. Well, I'm glad to hear that because I'm moving to Carrollton, and that's really a central location for a lot of people. And also, you will come to people's homes, right?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
So a lot of my listeners, you may have gyms in your homes, and if you want a trainer to just come in and work your butt out, then you can call Aaron. How do they get in touch with you?
You can go to my website, which is www.212, and then the words degreescoach.com.
Okay.
You can email me. My telephone number is also on there.
What's your telephone number?
It's 214-498-0069.
Right.
And feel free to, give me a call, shoot me a text, shoot me an email. You can look me up on Facebook. I spend a lot of time on Facebook. But yeah, that's probably the best ways to get a hold of me.
Well, that is really awesome. And after the break, we're going to be talking a little bit about nutrition and what we should be eating because I understand abs are built in the kitchen, right?
Yes.
Okay.
They're shaped in the gym, but built in the kitchen.
Shaped in the gym and built in the kitchen. So when we get back, we'll talk about nutrition.
Are you thinking of buying or selling a home? If so, contact me, Jenna Ryan, with RE/MAX Dallas Suburbs. I was born and raised in Dallas, and I know every area and every suburb. If you're relocating to the area, downsizing, or upsizing, or buying your first home, I can help you find the home that's perfect for you. Contact me today at 972-510-9177 or go to my website at JennaRyanRealty.com. You can also email me at JennaRyanRealty@gmail.com. Whether you're buying or selling, I'm Jenna Ryan, your best friend in real estate. I have my own radio show, 25 years of sales experience, and a team of experts to help you with all of your real estate needs. Join me, Jenna Ryan, from 11 to 12 on Sundays, where we talk real estate on Talk Radio 1190.
From the Talk Radio 1190 Weather Center, I'm William Shotwell with a look at your DFW forecast. Well, let me be the first one today to tell you that it's going to be a great looking day today. A high around 87 and sunny skies, no chance of rain. Then tonight, clear skies and a low around 62. This report is brought to you by Bank of Texas.
Every day, millions of Americans are putting themselves at risk just by writing a check using a credit card or an ATM. We're talking identity theft. And that's why the National Foundation for Credit Counseling has compiled a list of tips to help reduce the risk of having your personal information stolen. Never give out personal or account information when responding to a phone or email inquiry unless you initiated the transaction. Open your credit card and other bills promptly and reconcile your receipts and accounts. Just because your credit card is in your wallet, it doesn't mean you're not at risk. Skimming or stealing credit and debit card numbers is a huge part of identity theft. If you've been a victim or think your personal information has been compromised, you need to act immediately. The identity theft recovery process can be long and daunting, but you don't have to do it alone. Contact a certified counselor at the National Foundation for Credit Counseling at 1-800-388-2227, who can guide you every step of the way. This has been a public service message from the NFCC.
It's a great time to buy a home with Bank of Texas Mortgage. Ask them about their government loan specials for VA and fixed or adjustable rate FHA. Visit them today at bankoftexas.com to find a mortgage banker near you. Equal housing lender.
Little pink houses for you.
Welcome back to the Jenna Ryan Show on Talk Radio 1190 AM.
I don't know about that, Steve.
Hello. Hi, everybody. Welcome back to the show. We are, I'm actually crowdsourcing right now. We need some better songs because, Little Pink Houses for the rest of our lives. We need like a fresh new song. So if y'all know any songs that kind of has to do with houses, please let me know. I'd love to change that song and get other songs as well. That's what we're talking about doing. I'm here today with my special guest, Aaron Garrett, with 212 Fitness Coaching.
Degrees Coach.
Why do I? It's crazy. I remember things really easily. 212 Degrees Coach. I just call him Aaron Garrett, personal trainer.
That's fine.
And
I get called Satan. I get called all kinds of things.
No, he is a really good trainer. He is down to business. He is there for you. He counts the number of repetitions that you do. He makes you go farther than you would ever go on your own, and he's well worth the money. And how much do you charge for your training?
Well, actually, I kind of feel like my rates are pretty competitive. If you want me to do house calls, it's anywhere from $80 to $100 an hour, depending on how far I have to drive.
Right.
But for house calls, but if you're going to come into to my gym for personal training, you can do a half-hour session with me for $30, or you can do a full-hour session with me for $60.
Wow, that is a great price. I mean, great price.
Yeah.
So, yeah, wonderful. And then you also do group fitness.
Yeah. So, we were talking about in that last segment, the intimidation factor about being in a gym. I also work at another place over in Frisco,
okay,
which is on Preston Road at Stonebrook Parkway.
Okay.
And it's called Pod Exercise. They're actually getting ready to rebrand it, so it's going to have a name change here pretty soon. But it's on the southbound side, right next to Aldo and Planet Fitness and all that. But
what do you do there?
It's a group fitness studio.
Okay.
So it's a group personal training studio, and basically what it is it's an opportunity for you to come in and work with a group of people and go through a structured workout with a personal trainer, rather than just a group fitness person kind of shouting motivational stuff. Even though I still do that, but I'm still running around. We're using weights, body weights, plyometrics.
I'm there.
Straps, all kinds of things, bands, but it's a high energy environment, and what we try to do is we try to build, we try to get as much as we can in a 30-minute window as far as a workout. So you're there for about 45 minutes with the warm up and everything like that, but it's not CrossFit, it's not like a boot camp. It's kind of a crossover in between what you would find at a 24-hour fitness or a Lifetime Fitness or something like that, as far as their group classes, but a little bit more personal, a little bit more hands-on, because the classes we keep them smaller, anywhere from 15 to 18 people max.
Is that like the HIIT stuff?
Yes, it's HIIT. It's a HIIT style training, so it's high intensity interval based training. It's either rep counted and you're going through a certain segment of exercises, or it's timed like Tabata.
Okay, well, I'm really against getting your heart rate too high, and a lot of these people don't realize what they're doing to their bodies. Because I actually have heart issues, and I'm very healthy now. Please do not send me emails. I'm healthy. I'm doing great. Okay, but there in the past I did have some issues, so I do have to watch my heart rate. And a lot of these places, like the CrossFit and things, I guess if you're don't have a heart issue, it may not be a big deal. But if you do, you really want to watch out. You want to watch your heart rate and make sure you're released by your doctor to work out.
Absolutely. You always want to make sure that you're medically cleared to be able to do anything like that. But the difference with the way we do it at Pod is it's not about going as fast as possible. It's about because if you're doing the exercise with the right weight or the right load, and then you're doing it with the right rep count and you're doing it with the right form, the stress that you're putting on the body is going to elevate the blood pressure, which is going to cause the heightened caloric burn. So you're not necessarily, your heart rate's going to come up, but you're not having to sit and kind of run around like a jackrabbit to try to get your heart rate up or where it spikes too high. So we actually try to keep you in an environment that where we're going to maximize your caloric burn at the same time as try to build as much lean muscle as we can.
I just think it's really important that you allow the person to listen to their own body. Like I've been in some places working out where, if I needed a break, these people are looking at me and saying things like out loud to the whole class, and it's like, no, I really need a break. I can't breathe. This is a hot room. It's like 103 degrees. I've got to take a break right now. And I really think it's important that you allow people to listen to their bodies, and if their bodies are saying I need to take a break, let them go take a break, and
oh yeah, absolutely.
You know when to motivate and when to push them and when not to, right?
Oh yeah, most definitely. We whether even if I'm working with you at Empire, and the guys I work with over at Empire are the same way. Kobe Lewis, Zach Fagan, Kimberly, Jeanette, when she comes and trains over there, Sharif, we watch our clients. We get to know our clients on a real personal level, so we know what their thresholds are. We know when you're faking it, and we know when you're not, because we can tell, we can see it in your body language when your blood sugar spikes, and we keep things in the office, little like sea salts and gummy bears and stuff like that. In the event that we can do that we can give you some ready electrolytes or some ready glucose or things like that to help kind of bring your body back to normal, so that way you don't get into a situation where you're in trouble.
Wow, that is wonderful. And I really appreciate that. And what about like nutrition? What should I be eating? Just me as a person who wants to get really fit and lean and amazing.
So nutrition's always a tricky thing because there's all different kinds of approaches. And
yes, there are.
The approach that I tend to use the most, that I feel is the most effective with myself and with my clients, is a carb cycle approach. And what that is that where certain days of the week you're going to pull your simple carbs out, like your oats and your rices and things like that. And then other days of the week you're going to put them back in and kind of refeed yourself, so that way you can promote the body to go in and use stored glycogen, fat glycogens, and things like that.
That sounds so perfect. It's just I can't really do that. I mean, you really have to want to. I can. I am in control, aren't I? Wait a minute. I am in control of my body, and if I want to do something, I am the one who rules, not some arbitrary excuse.
That's right. That's
okay.
Right.
I am in control.
The big thing you got to know is anybody out there is stop counting calories and learn about what macros are. And what macros are your macronutrients.
What is that?
So macronutrients are your proteins, your carbs, and your fats. And your body has a specific amount of those things, depending on what kind of plan you're going with. If you're doing a carb cycle, if you're doing a keto approach or a keto approach, if you're doing reverse dieting or anything like that, you've got a macro balance that you need to hit, that you've conditioned your body for, and you're feeding at those particular levels.
Okay.
And that's the key to success, because you can cut calories out, but you may not be giving yourself enough protein. You can cut calories out, and you may still be giving yourself too many, fats. Or
because at Starbucks they have that they have the lean turkey bacon for the breakfast, and it's like 250 calories.
Right.
But we're talking carbs here, and I just when I eat that, I think of you. And I think
you think of bacon when you eat it.
I think he would be saying.
You think of me when you eat bacon.
I think no, it's turkey. I think he would probably say this is too many carbs. I don't know why I say that.
Well, bacon's going to be turkey bacon or any kind of bacon is going to be more of a protein and a fat than it is going to be a carb.
No, but it's got two. It's
the
sandwich.
Buns, the sandwich. Yeah. Oh, yeah. You got to be careful with the bread.
It says 250 calories. But somehow I haven't figured it out yet.
So you got to look at that meal. Is that going to be my high carb meal? And you got to look at, so it's 250 calories, but how many of those calories are coming from carbs, proteins, and fats? And you got to know that, and calories are made up. Each one, protein has a calorie count. So every protein and every carb are equal to 2 calories, right? And then every fat is equal to 6 calories. Right. So that's how calories are kind of built. So then you look at it. So instead of looking at how many calories it are when you look at those nutrition labels, go down underneath that and look at how many carbs, how many proteins, how many fats are in it.
How do I
also
know
look
how
at how many
I need?
sugars are in it. If it's something like if it's high carb, if it's 32 grams of carb and you look down there and it's 25 grams of sugars, probably not a good choice.
What should I eat in the morning for breakfast?
So a high protein, high fat meal is usually the best thing to eat first thing in the morning. The high saturated fats help spawn active brain function and get you going, and then the high proteins get your metabolism working a little bit faster. You got to think about the way calories and macros all work, and your metabolism is like a fire. And so carbs are like paper. And when you throw paper on a fire, it burns up and goes away really quick.
Okay.
Right? Proteins are like wood. You throw them on. They take a little bit longer to get going, but they burn really hot and give lots of energy, but they also burn up kind of quick.
Okay.
Right? So fats are like coals. They take a long, long time to get going. But once they get going and they get red hot, they burn for long, long periods of time, and they give lots and lots of energy. So that's why the carb cycle approach is what, in my opinion, works, is because we pull those things that burn quickly out and force the body to go in and find those storages of coal, because that's what the body wants to store, is the thing that's going to give the most energy for the longest period of time in the event that it's going to starve.
It's like a ketosis kind of thing.
Almost,
whenever you do
yeah.
the carb-free diet.
Yep.
Okay, so I should eat egg whites with a lot of olive oil?
Well, maybe not a lot of olive oil, but
what do you mean saturated fats in the morning?
Red meat, turkey bacon,
turkey
avocado. You can do olive oil, but again, you got to make sure that or coconut oil would probably be better.
That's a lot of saturated fat.
Turkey sausage. Just make sure you got to look and make sure that it follows what your daily plan needs to be.
Okay, so let's say my daily plan is whatever. Should I also eat a piece of toast?
You can. I would always recommend it if you're going to go with like something like that. Rice cakes are usually a better way to go.
Right.
Just because bread, you've got what's it called?
Carbohydrate?
Well, not carbohydrates. The
glucose.
Gluten. That's what it is. Yeah. Thank you. My brain went blank for a minute.
That's okay.
It's got gluten in it, and people tend, even if you're not, gluten sensitive,
it makes you bulky.
It causes inflammation in the body.
There you go.
So I tend to try to stay away from gluten types of things. I try to eat more brown rices, sometimes white rices, but not enriched rices, sweet potatoes, things like that.
So basically, I know what diet you tell me to eat because I remember, and then for lunch you would have like a piece of chicken and some broccoli or sweet potato would be your carb. And then do you snack in between?
Oh yeah. Some just depends on if I'm going to do another little piece of chicken and maybe some almonds with it, or maybe I'm getting ready to work out and I need a carb boost, so maybe I do an apple with some almonds or some rice cakes or something like that.
Man, that is such great advice. And I think it would make a huge difference in my life if I would eat more like that.
If you follow it.
If I follow it. I'm kind of doing it, but I'm not doing it enough. So we're going to break, come back, and we'll talk more about working out.
Well, there's a black man with a black cat living in a black neighborhood.
Are you considering a mortgage loan? If so, contact my favorite lender, Brad Walters, with American Southwest Lending. He's always available and always on time. He's the only guy I would consider for all of my clients' loans. He's direct and to the point and doesn't give you the runaround. Call Brad Walters with American Southwest Lending at 214-924-1066. He will get the best rate and the best loan for you.
There are two things every parent wants when their child goes to college: for their child to do well and a way to afford it. Now, with Discover Student Loans, parents can have the best of both worlds. Not only do our loans cover up to 100% of school-certified costs with zero fees, but we'll give them a cash reward for each new student loan if they earn at least a 3.0 GPA or equivalent. That means every A in history or B in math could help them earn a cash reward for good grades. Just one of the many ways we treat you like you'd treat you. Apply now in 15 minutes or less at discoverstudentloans.com. Limitations apply.
When you're hiring for a growing business, you don't need lots of candidates. You need the right candidates. You need Indeed.com. With an algorithm that positions your job post where quality candidates are and screener questions that help you zero in on the best talent. Indeed.com, the site proven through an independent study to deliver 5 times more hires than any other. New users claim your $50 credit for a sponsored job at Indeed.com/credit. Indeed, the world's #1 job site. Terms, conditions, and quality standards apply.
The phone lines are open at 214-787-1190. Here's Jenna Ryan.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the show. I'm here having the most interesting conversation here with Aaron Garrett. He's a personal trainer here in the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex, and we're talking about his group fitness classes as well as his personal private gym or, boutique gym at Empire Fitness in Carrollton as well as McKinney. And he could do his, he can come to your house and train you. And he is very knowledgeable, man. And we were getting into some talk about during the break about steroids and supplements and all of those things. For really explain some of that.
Well, I mean, when you're getting that deep into it and you're trying to really achieve a goal, a lot of times you need a little bit more than just the nutrition. And as far as the nutrition goes, if you're struggling with knowing what to eat, how to eat it, when to eat it, why to eat it, and all that stuff, we do that for you. I have a company that I have partners with. It's called Spartan Performance.
Spartan Performance.
And we do pre-made meals. So we do meal prep.
Okay.
And we have a chef that cooks for us twice a week.
Right.
So our food is all made fresh 2 times a week. It's all macro balanced. There's no frozen foods, no frozen meats or vegetables or anything like that. You conveniently order online and pick up the meals at one of our several pickup locations. And then if you need help, with figuring out what you need to order on the website, we do nutrition consulting and stuff like that as well. So
that's awesome.
Yeah.
My Fit Foods closed. My Fit Foods, I would order from there a lot and just, go get some food so that I would have it prepared already. And I think that this would be a great alternative to My Fit Foods.
Yeah, you can go to SpartanPerformanceMeals.com.
Okay.
And you can use discount code Spartan15 and save 15% off of your order there on the website. We have everything from Jeanette's recipe for protein pancakes.
Yes.
We have protein healthy, almost carb-free protein brownies and cheesecake bites. We have healthy fajitas, hamburgers, as well as custom meals where you pick, I want chicken, I want sweet potato, I want broccoli, and we cook it and put it together for you.
And then you can just come like every 3 days or so and come pick it up?
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Okay.
so you order by midnight on a Monday.
Okay.
We cook on Tuesday. It's delivered on Wednesday morning for you to pick up. Same thing, you order by midnight on Thursday. We cook on Friday. It's delivered Saturday morning for you to pick up.
That's really easy because people get busy and you don't, I get sick of eating the same thing because I have like my little routine. But then I'm like, I need a break from this routine, and I could come and eat some of your food for a while, and it would be more nutritious as well as balanced. And if Jeanette is eating it, it's got to be good. Whatever
correct.
she's eating, y'all need to go look at her page. Her name's Jeanette Laura, and she's how I met Aaron. And so, yeah, absolutely. And then we were talking about, hey, I didn't bring this up in the break, but what about cool sculpting? I'm just kidding.
Is that the thing where you wrap the thing around your waist?
So, yes, I went in this week, and I had my moles checked. Everybody should get your moles checked for cancer, okay? But I did that this week, and I was like, so what about that cool sculpting? And they take a hunk of your fat, and they freeze it. And they use these because they found out that freezing is good. And so I was like, wow. And so they freeze the fat off, and it dies. It's a long story. But I thought that would be really cool. And then I'm thinking, why doesn't someone invent like cold ice packs that people can wear and melt the fat away? Because they found that cold ruins fat.
Well, yeah, you freeze the fat cells. It forces the fat cell to bust and release the free radicals out. And then that's what the body can go use to create new energy, especially in a situation where like you haven't eaten in a while. So it's using internal energy for its fuel source.
Right. And those places, I just saw another place where you do the group workout. It's in New York. You do this horrendous group workout. We're talking, I wouldn't be able to do it. It's too high a heart rate. But then they have like a cold water bath afterwards.
You can doing the cryo chambers is almost the same effect as well.
Is that what it is? Is that why people are doing all this cryo stuff?
Yeah. It increases it speeds up your metabolism for one, especially post-workout. It also speeds up nutrient delivery as well as nutrient absorption. And then it also helps speed up recovery and it improves flexibility. So you can actually go do a cryo treatment pre-workout and get everything, open up the capillaries and the blood cells and all that stuff, and then actually increase the flexibility of the body and the joints and the tendons. Train and then do it as your recovery as well. And it's the old school thing of where you see the old school guys from the 70s where they'd go jump in an ice bath.
Yeah.
Right afterwards, you're creating
energy.
Well, you're creating. Oh gosh, I can't think of the word. My brain is going.
Well, that's okay. You're on the radio.
I'm getting to that point where I need to eat again.
Yeah, we're going pretty deep into stuff we didn't even discuss.
You're creating a state of hypothermia.
Okay, and so that causes your body to recover more quickly, and it looks like it's helping people to lose weight.
Yeah.
So I think that's interesting. Have you ever taken an ice bath before?
Yes. And it's brutal.
Yeah,
I would rather
sounds
jump in a
brutal.
cryo tank for 2 minutes than jump in an ice bath for 15.
Have you ever done the cryo tank before?
Yes. Uh-huh.
Okay. And where do you go to do that?
Well, there's a couple places. I recommend going seeing Bruce over with Plano Cryotherapy.
Okay.
They were located off of the Dallas Tollway at Willowbend Fitness, but I think he's relocating right now. But Bruce is an awesome guy.
How much does it cost?
It depends. He sells it pretty much. You can do it, buy the treatment, but it's more beneficial. It saves you money if you buy it. He sells packages where you can buy basically, 5 sessions for a month or something like that.
Okay, wonderful. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about, what do you want to talk about? Let's talk about getting fit and building muscle. How do we build muscle?
Well, you got to lift weights.
Okay. Now, you do some special weightlifting tricks where you'll do you'll do a build up and then you'll do heavy and then you'll do a light, or you'll do light, then you'll go heavy. Explain that one.
Well, I like to take the approach which is hypertrophy. Which is basically what you're doing is volumization of the muscle cell.
Okay.
It's not necessarily lifting heavy weight,
right?
And it's not necessarily lifting the weight really fast,
right?
Or yanking it around. It's about lifting a weight that you can control and maximize the time that the muscle is under tension. The more tension you put on the muscle, the more intracellular damage you do to the muscle cell wall, which forces the cell to take on more fluid. And by doing that, you're actually making the cell grow. And during the recovery period, the body's got to send growth hormone to that area to help, because it's got to go, hey, we don't want this to pop. So we've got to send growth hormone down there to make this muscle grow so it can take on this load. And then now you're starting to build and increase new lean muscle in the body.
Oh, my gosh, you're so knowledgeable. That's really good that you know all of that stuff. And, if you go look at his picture on my Facebook page, you can see he knows what he's talking about. I mean, he's not just spouting stuff off. He really understands how to build muscle. Now, a lot of women, a lot of girlfriends say, I don't want to lift weights because it will make me bigger.
Right.
It'll make me bigger, and I don't want to be bigger. What do you have to say to those people?
Well,
or those thoughts?
Gaining, so I that's something we deal with all the time in the industry, especially with women. Is I don't want to get bulky,
right?
And that 100% lies on caloric intake. Because, for example, Jeanette in her last show, she was just prepping for. She's training legs 3-4 times a week.
What?
She's in the gym 7 days a week. She's working out 3 to 4 times a day with cardio, weightlifting,
oh my
stuff like that. And
gosh.
she's tiny. And
she is tiny,
and it's because of the controlled calorie diet that she's on, or controlled macro diet that she's on. You increase the calories in, you're going to increase the size. Now, and you're not, and it doesn't mean you're going to get fat. You get fat by increasing the wrong calories or increasing the wrong macros. You know, but if you're trying to bulk, then you're eating a surplus of food, so that way the muscles have constant fuel. If you want to lean, you take fuel away, but increase intensity levels and increase load. And that helps cut the muscle and the fat and trim the muscle back down.
Okay, that was over my head. But I do remember whenever I was doing the weights every week last year for about 3.5 months, that I actually leaned up. And I did not have, and I was lifting weights. I was lifting heavy weights. Not heavy, but, heavy for me, 10 pounds. That was heavy. And I was doing a lot of weightlifting. And I remember I really liked the effect that it had on my rear end. Because,
yes.
I don't mean to
Most
be crass.
women do.
I don't mean to be crass, but rear ends it's all about the rear right now with Kim Kardashian having, a fake
Which
butt.
is not a good rear end.
That's a fake butt. But, to each his own. If some people may like. But my point is that it's all about the rear end. And so one of the things that I loved about his exercises is I never knew you did a lot of hamstring stuff. Like a lot of picking stuff up from the ground and standing straight up.
Well, I worked with soccer players for a long time. My primary background, or my initial background, was in athlete performance training.
Okay.
And I specialized in female athletes, and
that's wise.
And learning, why women had so many problems with their knees, and a lot of it was because they were quad dominant and they had poor glutes and poor hamstrings. And so to really shape out the body that you're looking for, as far as what's popular now, as far as that derriere goes, is you got to make sure that you're training those hamstrings, you're training those glutes, you're training that lower back. Because a lot of times you tend to focusing on what we see from the front, but we want to show what's in the rear.
Okay, because, here's the deal. I'm like, okay, I'm not going to training right now, so I'm just going to do it myself. That's what I told myself. I'm just going to do it myself. I could do that, Of course you think you can. But everything's not set up properly. Like, I don't want to go in the gym and grab a big weight and walk it over there in front of God and everybody. I don't even know what I'm doing barely. He, has everything all set up, and you can just, and he knows what to do, and he just goes, do 3 of these. And then you can't say, no, I'm not going to. If you're like, I don't want to. And in your mind, if you're by yourself, you're going to be like, I don't want to. And your mind will go, okay, you don't have to. But if he's standing right there counting everything you're doing and it's got everything all set up.
And helping you finish it.
And he's right there going, come on, you're stronger than you think. It is so powerful, and it really makes a huge difference. So tell us again how to get in contact with you, Aaron, because our show's almost over.
Okay, well, you can find me at Empire Fitness in McKinney or Carrollton, or you can also find me for group fitness classes at Pod Exercise in Frisco. Or you can contact me directly. My telephone number is 214-498-0069, or go to my website, www.212degreescoach.com.
And I recommend most of all that you go watch him on Facebook and just follow him or become his friend. It's AARON Garrett.
Aaron, yep.
Watch him on Facebook, because then you're going to really be motivated. And then you can call him eventually, or call him now, or email him and ask him questions, and he will get back with you. That's it. Talk to y'all next Sunday.
Thanks, guys.
The Sunday after.
You've been listening to The Jenna Ryan Show on Talk Radio 1190 AM. For more information, contact Jenna through Facebook or email at jennaryanrealty@gmail.com. Join us again next time on Talk Radio 1190 AM for The Jenna Ryan Show.